Saving of record is done. Now I'll go for presenting. Share. Yes, done. Children, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you observe this? What I have put?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Specs meeting.
I just have.
Space, sir.
I just have taken here for you to show. Okay. How does the time starts here? You can observe. First time it was 28 minutes around. Now, when I restarted, that time it is 50 seconds. Okay, there will be a time run. If once it gets 50 minutes, then we will be having our complete WebEx meeting stopped, because it is a free version, not paid version. If we have to use 24 hours and with other facilities and features, it has to be purchased per person, it has to be paid. Okay, that's why we have to use within 40 minutes. So I will provide you time what to join, when to join. Then we'll move on to the work. I started discussing questions from the periodic test 1, and I have already done 3 parts. I'm declining Girija Shankar, don't ask for annotation. I'm discussing now. Today's class will be from question number 28 onwards. Yesterday we discussed this question number 28 up to maybe first part, maybe first sub question, second sub question. As I explained you here, only to confuse you, abscissa is given next, but abscissa are to be written first, ordinate is to be written as next in ordered pair. And in the next two, we have got abscissa being first, so -5, ordinate is -3, comes as it is. In third question, abscissa is -5, ordinate is 3. And I explained you where will be these points. First point lies in second quadrant because negative come positive. Second point will lie in third quadrant. And another point lies in fourth quadrant. Okay. Children, I have one very
third one will lie in second quadrant.
Yes. Third point lies in second quadrant. Now, tell me, is this question is discussed when we were learning sometime exercise questions or example questions? Isn't it? We discussed, na? There was a question
Yes,
before.
sir. Yes, sir. We discussed.
The question is maybe abscissa is 3 and the ordinate is 5. And it lies in first quadrant. Do you know some of them have copied even this also straight away? Though I have not asked this question in test, some children amongst you have written even this. What does it mean? It means somewhere from the somebody either by hearted or from the notebook to example, answer script, or maybe from the source straight away. What is asked, your writing is quite sufficient, and you are writing unasked things also along with that continuation. So you can observe some children are still relying upon the books rather on themselves. So don't unnecessarily do that. We are not looking for your marks. We are looking for your knowledge and the skills of whatever you learn, acquiring that. Okay. Next, moving on to the question number 29. Question number 29 is about fill in the blanks. It's a very simple question. Root 9 is a rational number. Why it is a rational number? Though it looks like root, because
root 9 is 3, sir.
Yes, root 9 is 3. Next, 5 power x equals to 125 to the power 2. So this is to be solved by bringing that 125 as 5 cube whole power 2. 5 cube whole power 2 becomes 5 power 3 into
X
2. So it's 5 power 6. So 5 power x equals to 5 power 6. Therefore, x equals to 6. The value of x is 6. And pi is an irrational number.
irrational number.
Okay, it is an irrational number. That too of the type. What type of irrational number it is? Irrational number.
Non-terminating, non-recurring.
Accidental, sir.
Children, all non-terminating, non-recurring numbers are called irrationals, but amongst them, surds and transcendental. So it's a transcendental irrational number because
Okay.
it cannot be converted into, the pi value cannot be converted into the surd form. It cannot be converted into surd form. And do you know how this pi was found? See,
Sir, circumference divided by diameter.
very good. Circumference of a circle, any circle that you draw, and if you divide its circumference with the diameter, then you will get a some number which is very close to 3.14 and something. And children, you may get doubt how to find the circumference of a circle. We know how to find the diameter just using maybe a ruler, but how to find the circumference of a circle? It is.
Sir, by thread.
Sir, using a thread.
Yes, very good. Using thread. Using thread it was found. Okay. So first people have drawn circle using the knowledge of compasses. A pair of compasses was later invented, but that pair of compasses technique is holding one point at constant, rotating maybe by tying a rope to another, the end which with fixed point exactly lies away, equally away, and rotating that, just like if you tie a dog to a pole and that dog will keep running around that pole, it cannot escape because it is tied, and its neckband, that rope will be fixed length. It will allow maximum to run around in that circle. So circle was first drawn, later its circumference was found, and people have observed that the ratio between the circumference to its diameter being closest to the some number but not to a fixed number, it was varying from 3.14 to maybe very close to 3.14 and 14. Never it was having a perfect number or a ending number or terminating number. So people found such number, and later to that number they gave a name called pi. It's a Greek symbol. Pi was given. So that's how C by D equals to pi, and C equals to pi times of D, and C equals to pi times of D. D is nothing but 2 times R. So pi times of 2R, C equals to 2 pi R. Formula has come. Circumference of a circle formula has come to that from that observation. People observed 3.14 irrational number first. Later, they gave a name to that number as a pi, and they used that symbol and they made a formula. And remember, pi is not an exact number. It is an approximation. When it is an approximation, definitely circumference, when it is found with the help of 2 pi, pi r, 2 pi r or pi, it is also an approximation. Even area which you find for a circle, that is also used the pi, and that is also going to be an approximation, pi r square. So we will get area or a circumference of a circle when we found using pi value approximations. You need not speak now. Anything that you wanted to speak after 20 minutes, you can chat. You can use the chat box or something like that, children. Why? Because we are not having proper signals and your voice is not catching up properly. Okay. Next, coming to the area of an equilateral triangle. Area of an equilateral triangle we found, and root 3 by 4 side square is the area of an equilateral triangle. And you know how it comes also. I explained you. in the videos. Then moving on to the next question, 30th question, state whether the statements are true or false. Just you are asked to say true or false. Sometimes you will be asked for justify your answer also. It depends on. Here you need to just say true or false. First question is the area of a regular hexagon. The word regular tells. Remember, regular tells two important conditions. Condition 1, condition 2. You know, it is used for the polygons. Regular polygon. The smallest polygon is a triangle. If I take a triangle will have in its 3 sides and 3 angles. One condition talks about sides, another condition talks about angles. Okay, a regular triangle, if anyone says, what is regular triangle? See, any triangle having all sides equal. So one condition to use the word regular, that condition is all sides must be equal in it. Next, all angles. Angles, if I am talking here, remember children, here angles, if I say it's interior angles, all angles are equal. Okay, here angles means interior angles, inside angles. So these are the two important conditions to use the word regular. Regular triangle, if I say it is only one and only one equilateral triangle. Why? Because in equilateral triangle all sides are equal and each angle is 60 degrees. So 60, 60, 60, all angles are equal. If I say regular quadrilateral, regular quadrilateral, it is a square, one and only one, that square only is the regular quadrilateral. Why? Because in a regular quadrilateral, that is in square, all sides are equal and as well as each angle is 90 degrees. So 90, 90, 90, 90, all angles are equal. Similarly, if I am using the word regular pentagon, regular hexagon. So hexa is nothing but 6-sided polygon. So regular hexagon will have all 6 sides being equal and all angles being equal. Remember, this is the first knowledge which you have to have. All sides equal, all angles, means each interior angle is equal. Now, next question comes. He says the area of a regular hexagon of a side A, that means here side is A, is the sum of the areas of 5 equilateral triangles. He says 5 equilateral triangles. 5 equilateral triangles are not, we will see. If I construct
6 equilateral triangles, sir.
Yes, if I construct like this diagonals, these diagonals will divide this regular hexagon into 6 equilateral triangles. This is the specialty of a regular hexagon. Here, these 6 equilateral triangles area will be the area of this regular hexagon. But he said 5. So that means it is false. Understood? Then, coming to the next question 2, every third is an irrational number. Every third is an irrational number is true. Then, moving on to the third one, the area of a triangle with a base 4 centimeter and height 6 centimeter. The moment he said base and height, it is a right angled triangle. Either, okay, or it can be a triangle with the base 4 centimeter, height 6 centimeter. You know, half into base into height, straight away using it, 4 into 6, here it is 6 2s are 12 centimeter square, but he says 24, it is false. Next, moving on to the question number 4. If A is a rational number and root B is an irrational number. You know, the product of a rational and irrational is always irrational. Product of a rational and one irrational is always irrational. But product of two irrationals may be rational or irrational. Okay. Here, this is true. Next, moving on to the question number 31. See children, question number 31 is about representing root 3 on the number line. We do this way. We will first draw a line. Are you able to hear me?
No, sir, we are not able to hear that video.
Okay. Now, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
We are
Yes,
able
sir.
to hear. Yes, sir. Now it.
Is it audible?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
sir.
you are able to hear now what I am going to explain. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
First, draw
Yes, sir.
a line and name that line as L.
Sir.
Then,
Yes.
sorry, it is going away. Cha. I do not know what is this. So, name the point, take a point, any point, and name it as O, and that represents 0. Then, you can take from 0 any length, any fixed length as 1 unit. It is up to you. 1 centimeter you can take, or 3 centimeter you can take it as a 1 unit. If I take 3 centimeter as 1 unit, then it becomes 6 unit, means 6 centimeter as second unit. Unit 1, unit 2. Then you are going to use this number line for representing root 2. You labeled 1 as A, and the scale that we have taken is 3 centimeter as 1 unit. Then with this 1 unit, we will go for taking radius of a compass as that 1 unit, and we will represent root 2. So exactly at 1, we have to drop a perpendicular, either using compasses we can do, or protractor as I used here, we can draw. If once you draw a perpendicular at the 1 unit, that is at point A, now we have to take 1 unit length, that 1 unit length as a measure of the compasses, that is radius of the compasses, and cut this perpendicular, taking metal end on 1 with the same 1 unit, cut a point on that perpendicular as I am showing in the video. If once you cut it, we have that triangle formed by joining the point B and O. You will get a OB distance being root 2. Reason, you know, using Pythagoras theorem, we get that. The OB distance is root 2, or OB length is root 2. It is root 2 units. Now, with the help of OB, we can drop it on a number line which represents on line L a point P. So use the compass and take the measure of root 2 as the radius of it. Drop draw an arc on line L so that it cuts line L at a point P, and this point P represents root 2. Okay, I am naming it as point P. Then use the root 2 value and to represent root 3. There you need to take a perpendicular now. You know how to take the perpendicular? Take the perpendicular to represent root 3 at the point P, that is at root 2. After plotting a perpendicular, either using a protractor as I am doing it, or you can use even a pair of compasses. Now on this perpendicular, drop that P with the help of again 1 unit distance as a radius of compass. The same 1 unit to be taken as the radius of compass. Take the P as the metal end, as the center of metal end in compass. Cut that perpendicular, drop that P. Now this distance is of 1 unit. So if I join this point C with the O, the OC length gives you root 3 units. Root 3 units. So the moment you get OC length as root 3 units, same with the reason of Pythagoras theorem, OP being root 2 and PC being 1 unit. So OC becomes, by Pythagoras theorem, root 3 units. Now use the OC length as a pair of, as the radius of compass, and draw an arc on line L so that it intersects line L at a point Q, which we call it as root 3. So now root 2 and root 3 both are represented on the number line L. Here point P represents root 2 and point Q represents root 3. So to represent root 3, I have used root 2 first representing it, and then I represented root 3 on it. This is one of the technique that we have learnt.
Sir, I
Otherwise-
did with
Straight away
And-
we can represent root 3 also using representation of a positive real number on a number line. Using another
yes,
technique
sir, I
also we
did
can do
with
it.
that.
Yeah, we can do it even.
Sir, even construction.
Children, now we are going for next question. I hope you understood. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah,
No, sir.
yeah, good. That's good. So we will go for last question given in our PT2 exam. Plot the following points and check whether they are collinear or not. This is the question. So point 1, 1, Q 2, 2, R 3, 3, S 4, 4. So this is the graph sheet which we normally draw. See children, some of you have taken very nicely graph sheets, plotted properly you scanned and sent. That's really good. And some children, they did just like on the same blank paper, they have drawn roughly they gave the measurements like units 1, 2, 3 having not equal distances at all, and they have represented on a blank sheet. See, this is not accepted for mark's sake. when it comes to the exams. When you are doing it roughly in your notebook, okay, but not accepted for the sake of exams. Okay. If you want to have marks, you have to do it properly. If you have not done properly, accept less marks or no marks. So coming to the point P, 1, 1, you know how to plot a Cartesian plane. I am not explaining it. Here is the O, and I have shown first quadrant more. So 1, 1, this is the point P, 1, 1. Then point Q, 2, 2, you know x coordinate is 2, y coordinate is 2, and this is the point Q. Then R, 3, 3, here is the R, where y coordinate, x coordinate 3 are meeting. This is R. Then moving on to the S, 4, 4, 4, 4 is this point S. Now we are plotting a line, and that line passes through all the points. Since that point is passing through all the points, we say they are, yes, they are,
Collinear.
yes, collinear is nothing but points lying on a same line. Is it clear? You can thumbs up. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Then moving on to the next question. Sub question number 2. Plot the following
Sir, I have
points and check they are collinear or not. Okay. Ved, you are asking some doubt, or someone is asking doubt?
Sir, sir, last
Who
question
comes in?
of first, yes, sir. We in that, sir, we need to plot PQRS, sir. In that, only first quadrant was needed, na, sir.
That much is enough. You are
Sir,
right.
it was not necessary to draw second, third, fourth.
Yeah,
quadrant.
you need not draw fully. You can draw little bit, like maybe -1, -2 in both OX dash side and OY
No,
dash
sir, I
side.
haven't drawn that both also, sir. I just drawn only first quadrant.
Yeah, since all points are positive
I
and they lie on the same first quadrant, and you have drawn. And normally we draw one or more numbers showing in the negative side, that is in second and third and fourth quadrant, and leave it. Okay. When it comes to here,
Okay,
it is
sir.
necessary in this question. So you have to represent a point 1, 1 that lies in first quadrant. Okay, let's say this is point A, and I have shown this point A. Okay, then coming to the another point 2, -3, 2, -3 lies in
Fourth quadrant.
fourth quadrant.
Fourth.
Because
quadrant.
it is positive, negative. Positive x-axis, negative y-axis lies in fourth quadrant. So we have 2, -3 being here. This is point B. Let's say this is point B. And the third point, -1, -2. It is point C, let us say. Then it lies in third quadrant, -1 x quadrant and -2 y coordinate. So this is the C, point C. And now if I join any 2 points, that line will not pass through the third point. So when a line not passing through all the points, then we say are not collinear. They are not collinear. Okay, this is how we tell. Okay, children. Now, so with this, I have discussed all the questions given in PT1 exam. And one of the student, maybe Shrikant, has asked me doubt in the question number 19. His doubt was, I have straight away written 420 √5 centimeter square, which is the area of this triangle. Okay, the sides are given, and I said area of the triangle 420 √5 centimeter square. Now, how that area has come, that was his doubt. We normally find the area when,
Formula.
yes, A, B, C are given, and we will find the semi-perimeter, and we will find the area using Heron's formula. So I did that, and I didn't do in detail. I just explained you, find it on your own. So here 61 plus 54, 105, 105 plus 35, 140, 140 divided by 2 is 70 centimeter. Correct, na? So 70 into 70 minus 35 is 35. 70 minus 54 is 16. And 70 minus 61 is 9. So 16, 9. Straight away will give 4 and 3 outside of the square root. And this 35
Sir.
is 35 into,
Sir.
yeah,
Sir, it is not 70.
how much it is?
It is not 70.
It
Sir,
is
semi-perimeter will be 75.
110, 115, na? Oh, okay. 110, 115,
150
120,
and
150, 75
semi-perimeter
it
is
is.
7.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
75, na? So this
Yes,
becomes
sir.
75.
75.
Yes, this is 75, and 75 minus 35 is 40. 75 minus 54 is 21. And 75 minus 61 is 14. Correct na now?
14.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now we will simplify it faster. Here simplifying 75 into 40. 75 is 25 into 3. So 1 5 will come out, 1 3 will remain inside. Then this 40 is written as 4 into 5 into 2. Then this 21 is written as 7 into 3. And that 14 is written as 7 into 2.
22.
Now, so 5 into, out of this 4, 1 2 comes. Out of this 2 and this 2, 1 2 comes out. Out of this 7, 1 7 comes out. Out of this 3 and this 3, 1 3 comes out. And left inside is only 1 5. So that is root 5. So 5 2s are 10. 7 3s are 21. 21 2s are 42. 42 10s is 420 root 5. Correct now? So
Yes, sir.
this is how we got area of this triangle as 420 root 5 centimeter square. And he's asking longest altitude. And as I explained in the previous class only, in a triangle, for a shortest side, we will have the longest altitude plotted. So for a shortest side, there will be longest altitude plotted. Always shortest side will have longest altitude drawn to it. So half into, that becomes a base, and corresponding altitude becomes height, and we equate it to 420 root 5 centimeter. And this how h has come 24 root 5 na we got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is how it is simplified. I hope I made everything clear out of this paper, whatever I have asked, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So from our next class onwards, we will be discussing new chapter called linear equations in two variables. And I request you all to go through the content which has been like, which we have learned linear equations in one variable in class 8th standard.
8. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you kindly go through all the content, make yourself comfortable so that you do not have any hiccups when I'm teaching you linear equations in two variables. Okay. If you have good knowledge, basic knowledge, then my time of covering will becomes faster. Okay. So wishing you good luck. I will stop presenting first.
Sir, when we will cover polynomials?
Children, polynomials,
Polynomials is,
I am stopping
next
first recording. I am stopping the recording first.